Hello everyone, welcome to the next lecture. So in the last lecture we studied about chemical reactions, physical changes and chemical changes. Yesterday we had done a table on page number 31. Okay, on page number 31, the observations table 3.3. I had shown you the table, but the table is not clear in the video, so I have written the table for you. You may copy this in your textbook. Okay, this could be asked. It is based on the different activities which are given in the textbook itself. Yesterday we had written the equations. The first was heating of calcium carbonate. Okay, heating of calcium carbonate. Do you remember? Okay, so heating of limestone, what happens? Is there any color change? No color change. Gas released, yes. Which gas is released? It is CO2. No temperature change, and it is a type of chemical change. The reaction I had given you in the other lecture. Now in the second one, when you add zinc to copper sulfate solution, it forms zinc sulfate and copper, and the color of the solution, it turns from blue to colorless. So in color change you have to write blue to colorless. Okay, gas released, no gas is released. Temperature change, temperature increases a little. Okay, which type of change it is? It is a type of chemical change. Okay, now the next is, the third one was the reaction between barium sulfate and potassium chromate to form barium chromate and potassium sulfate. A yellow precipitate of barium chromate is formed. So in color change you have to write yellow precipitate. It is PRECIPITATE. PRECIPITATE, precipitate. Okay, a yellow precipitate. It is a solid. A yellow colored solid is formed. Okay, gas released? No. Temperature change? No. Which type of change it is? It is a type of chemical change. Now the next one was a reaction between sodium carbonate and calcium chloride to form sodium chloride and calcium carbonate, which is white in color. So it is a white precipitate. Gas released? No. The temperature decreases a little. Which type of change it is? It is a type of chemical change. And in case of the last one was heating phthalic anhydride. Okay, it is naphtha. Okay, now when you heat naphtha balls or phthalic anhydride, it gets converted into vapors. There is no change in temperature, and it is which type of change? It is a type of physical change. Why it is a physical change? Because if you condense the vapors, you can get the phthalic anhydride back. Okay, you have to condense the vapors. If the vapors are going, then you cannot get it back, but if you condense the vapors, you can get it back in the solid form. That is why it is said to be a physical change. Okay, so this is about the table. If you have gone wrong anywhere, you may correct in the table. The table is very important. Now we may move on to today's topic, that is balancing of chemical equations. So yesterday we saw what is a chemical equation. A chemical equation is a representation of a reaction, a representation of a reaction with the help of molecular formulae. Okay, we write the molecular formulae of the compounds. Yesterday we had studied about the rules which are followed while writing a chemical equation. Do you remember? You have to write the reactants on the left hand side and the products on the right hand side. If there are two or more reactants, you have to put a plus sign. If there are two or more products, you have to put a plus sign in between them. Do you remember? Next, about physical states of compounds. S stands for solid, L stands for liquid, AQ stands for aqueous, G or upward arrow stands for gas, and the downward arrow stands for a precipitate or a solid. Okay, that you have to write while writing an equation. Next, again, the physical states. This is about the physical states. If the heat is absorbed, you have to show it above the arrow with a triangular delta sign. Otherwise, if the heat is released, you have to show it towards the right hand side. You have to write heat on the right hand side. There's physical conditions like temperature, pressure, catalyst, it is written above the arrow, and the conditions like concentrated acid, dilute acid, etc., that has to be written below the equation. So these were the rules while you write a chemical equation. Now one more rule is there which has to be followed while writing a chemical equation, that is law of conservation of mass. What is law of conservation of mass? Mass is neither created nor destroyed. Okay, mass on the left hand side of the reaction and on the right hand side of the reaction remains the same. In the activity on page number 33, we had discussed the conical flasks. The weight of the conical flask before reaction is same as the weight of the conical flask after reaction. That means before reaction, whatever total weight was there, total mass was there, the same total mass will be there after the reaction also. Okay, so that is law of conservation of mass. Whenever you write a chemical equation, this rule has to be followed. That is, the total number of mass on the left hand side should be equal to total number of mass on the right hand side. Now today we are going to see how to balance these equations, how to make an equation balanced. So first we will see what do you mean by a balanced chemical equation. What is a balanced chemical equation? Balanced chemical equation, if the number of atoms in the reactants is the same as the number of atoms of the products, it is said to be a balanced chemical equation. Whatever elements are present in the reaction, the number of elements, the number of atoms of those elements on the left hand side should be equal to their number of atoms on the right hand side. That is the rule. An example I have given here, an equation AgNO3, that is silver nitrate, plus NaCl, that is sodium chloride, reacts to form AgCl, that is silver chloride, plus NaNO3, that is sodium nitrate. These are the molecular formulas. You should be able to read the molecular formulas by now. Otherwise, if you don't know how to read them, you may learn in this chapter itself. It is very, very important. Now, while writing the chemical equation, you may see I have written the physical states. Aqueous means it is in water. Aqueous means it is in water. The particular chemical in water, that is said to be an aqueous solution. The downward arrow shows that it is a precipitate. Precipitate means it is a solid, and this is aqueous. So this is a reaction. We will see whether it is balanced or not. Now I will fill up this table. You have to make such tables while balancing chemical equations. Okay, now the elements. What are the elements? You may see the elements are Ag, N, O, Na and Cl. These are the equations. Now how to recognize what are the elements? The capital letter, small letter, that is one element. Capital letter, one element. Capital letter, one element. Capital letter, small letter, one element. Capital letter, small letter, one element. So the symbol of elements could be of a single letter or two letters. Okay, and how to recognize whether it is of a single letter or of two letters? If it is a two-lettered symbol, then the second letter will be a small letter. Okay, I repeat, the symbol of an element, it could be of one letter or two letters. If it is of one letter, it will be a capital letter, compulsory, it will be a capital letter. If it is of two letters, the first one will be a capital letter and the second one will be a small letter. So, for example, I will tell you here, AG, A, G. This is a capital letter, this is a small letter, that means they are together, it is silver. C, it is carbon. CO, you may see the capital letter C and O is a small letter, it is cobalt. If you see, when you write CO2, you write both capital letters, capital C and capital O. So there is a difference between these two. So whenever you are having one capital letter and one small letter, it is a single element. Okay, now we will see the number of elements. The number of atoms which are present on the left hand side. How many atoms? What is the number here? The number here is 1. There is a number here. The number here is 1. Okay, if there is no number, that means the number is 1. Okay, now I will show you how many atoms of Ag. How many atoms of Ag? There is only one atom of Ag. So I will write 1 here. How many atom of Ag here? There is only one Ag. Okay, so on right hand side, this is the left hand side, this is the right hand side. So on right hand side there is only one Ag. Now the next element is N. How many atoms of N? There is only one N, this N. This one stands for all the elements. The number here, if it is written as 2NaCl, then this 2, how many atoms of sodium? 2. How many atoms of chlorine? 2. Okay, so how many atoms of nitrogen? Here it is 1. How many atoms of nitrogen? Here it is 1. Okay, now next is O. How many atoms of O? There is 3. There are 3 atoms of O. Here how many atoms of O? 3 atoms of O. Na, they are together. This and this N is different. This one is alone. These are together. N and A is together. So it is Na, it is sodium. How many atoms of sodium? 1. How many atoms of sodium? 1. And how many atoms of Cl? This one is applicable to this also. So 1 Cl and 1 Cl. Now you may see in this equation the number of atoms on the left hand side is equal to number of atoms on the right hand side. Number of atoms on the left hand side is equal to number of atoms on the right hand side. So it is following law of conservation of mass, hence it is a balanced chemical equation. The equation is already balanced. Okay, so in a balanced chemical equation, the number of atoms of the elements on left hand side is equal to number of atoms of elements on the right hand side. I will show you one more equation. The equation Cu plus CuSO4 plus Zn gives ZnSO4 plus Cu. Consider this equation. How many atoms of Cu on left hand side? 1. How many atoms on right hand side? 1. How many atoms of S on left hand side? 1. How many atoms of S on right hand side? 1. How many atoms of O? 4. Okay. How many atoms of O? 4. How many atoms of Zn? 1. How many atoms of Zn? 1. So the number of atoms on the left hand side is equal to number of atoms on the right hand side. So the equation is balanced. These are the two examples of a balanced chemical equation. Now you have to write the definition of balanced chemical equation with one example. Okay, right. So we are moving on to the balancing of chemical equations. You may see the question. How to balance a chemical equation? There are different steps. In some cases you are asked to write the steps, but sometimes you don't have to write the steps, you may do it directly. But you should be knowing how to write with the help of steps. It is a 3-mark question. Okay, so they will give you an equation. Sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid gives sodium sulfate plus water. Now to write the word equation, they will give you the word equation. First you have to write the word equation as your answer in your book or in your paper. Sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid gives sodium sulfate plus water. Okay, now we are going to write the molecular formulas of these. That is step 1. What is step 1? Okay, this is step 1. Write the chemical equation from the given word equation. So what is the given word equation? Sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid gives sodium sulfate plus water. Sodium hydroxide is NaOH plus sulfuric acid is H2SO4 gives sodium sulfate, it is Na2SO4, and water is H2O. So this is the chemical equation. Now you have to balance it. Now how will you know? Okay, how will you know whether to write 2 here, SO4, how to write these? That you had learned in 9th standard in the 4th chapter. If you are not knowing it, you may refer to the 4th chapter of 9th standard. But till now you should be knowing the minimum molecular formulas of the minimum number of compounds, generally used compounds you should be knowing. But you don't worry, generally they will give you these equations to balance. That means the chemical equations, they don't give you the word equations. But even if they give you the word equations, you should be able to write the chemical equations. Okay, so we have finished with step 1, that is write the chemical equation from the given word equation. If you have been given directly this equation, then the step 1 you have to write this step 1. That is to write the chemical equation itself, whatever the question is. Step 2. What will be step 2? The step 2 is to compare the number of atoms of all the elements present on the two sides of the equation. So what are the elements? The elements present is Na, that is the first element, Na. O is here also, that is the second element, O. H, that is the third element, here also. There is one S. So how many elements are there? NaOH. There are 4 elements. Okay. How many atoms of Na on left hand side? There is only 1. How many atoms on right hand side? You may see there is a 2 here. So how many atoms on right hand side? It is 2. How many atoms of O? This is 4 plus 1, it is 5. 4 plus 1, it is 5. H, 1H plus 2H will give you 3H. Here how many? Only 2H. Okay. And what about S? There is 1S here, 1S here. So you may see, is the equation balanced? 1, 2, 5, 5. Oxygen is balanced. Hydrogen 3, 2. It is not balanced. Sulfur 1, 1. It is not balanced. Okay. So you have to balance the equation. Now while balancing the chemical equation, you can put numbers. Just as you play in Sudoku, you have to put the numbers. But the problem is, whenever you put the numbers, you have to put the numbers on the left hand side. On the left hand side, you can put the numbers anywhere, here, 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 or here. You can write numbers there only. Understood? Okay, that is the only rule which has to be followed. Now consider any element. Step 3, we will see step 3. Consider any element in the compound which has unequal number of atoms on the two sides. Here oxygen is also having unequal number of atoms, hydrogen is also having unequal number of atoms. Okay, now we will write a factor 2 for NaOH. You are going to put numbers. While putting the numbers, I am going to put a number 2 here. Now the equation becomes 2NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. Okay, the reaction becomes like this. Now after putting that 2, you may see how many Na. What are the elements? NaOH, H and S. How many Na? 2 Na. Here how many Na? 2 Na. Okay. How many O? 2 plus 2, this 2 plus 4, it becomes 6. Now this 2 is applicable to all these elements. Okay. And this number you have to add. Here how many? That is 5. Okay, it has become 5. Okay, now H. What has become for H? How many atoms of H on left hand side? 2 plus 2, that is 4. What about this 2? It is 2. Now sulfur. How many sulfur? 1. How many sulfur? 1. Now you may see, even now it is not balanced. The number of atoms on the left hand side and the right hand side is not the same. That means if Na 2 should be there, oxygen 6 should be there, hydrogen 4, the number should be the same. Okay, so it is unbalanced still. Now number of oxygen and hydrogen atoms have become unequal. You may see oxygen and hydrogen, they have become unequal. Sodium is equal, sulfur has also become equal. Now check the equation. Before that, writing a factor 2 for H2O. Now I am going to put a number 2 here. Then the equation becomes 2NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. You can put any number. The only rule is you have to put here wherever I have given the dots. You cannot put a number here, anywhere. You cannot write any number. You are allowed to write a number only towards the left hand side. Okay. Now after putting this 2 here, how many atoms of Na? Okay, what are the elements? Na, O, H and S. How many Na? 2 Na. How many Na? 2 Na. How many oxygen? 2 plus 4, that is 6 oxygen. How many oxygen? 4 plus 2, that is 6 oxygen. This 2 is applicable to this also. Okay, and hydrogen 2 plus 2, that is 4. And what is here? 2 into 2, that is 4. These two numbers you have to multiply. Sulfur, how many atoms of sulfur? That is 1 atom of sulfur. Here how many atoms of sulfur? 1 atom of sulfur. Okay, so after putting the 2 there, the equation you may see it has become balanced. That means on LHS the number of sodium atom is 2, on right hand side the number of atom of sodium is 2. 6, 6, 4, 4, 1, 1. And what is step 4? What is step 4? You have to write the balanced chemical equation. So the balanced chemical equation is 2NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. This becomes the balanced equation. So that means this is the answer. Okay, so this is how you have to balance a chemical equation with the help of steps. While writing the steps, you should be very careful what you are going to write. It is not that all the equation will contain 4 steps. It could be more than 4, or you can reduce it to 3 also. Okay, I'll show you next how you can reduce the number of tables. So how to balance a chemical equation? You have been given a word equation. Sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid gives sodium sulfate plus water. Step 1 is to write the chemical equation from the given word equation. NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. Now what you are allowed to do? You are allowed to put the numbers only towards the left hand side. Okay. Step 2. Compare the number of atoms of all the elements present on two sides of the equation. You have to write the elements NaOHS. Here how many atoms of Na? 1, there 2, 4 plus 1, 5, 4 plus 1, 5. H, 1 plus 2, 3, 2. Okay, and sulfur, there is only one sulfur, okay, so it is unbalanced. So consider any element in the compounds. You can take either sodium or hydrogen. These are unbalanced. So consider any elements in the compounds which are unequal number of atoms on the two sides. I have considered sodium. So after considering sodium, I have written 2 here, writing a factor 2 for NaOH. So the sodium becomes 2 here. But what happened to oxygen and hydrogen? It got unbalanced. Number of oxygen and hydrogen atoms became unequal. Now you have to put another number. So to balance that, I have put 2 here. Okay, when I put 2 here, then the number of atoms became equal. That is, the balanced chemical equation is 2NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. Okay, this is how you have to write the answer for a question how to balance the given chemical equation from a word equation with the help of steps. Okay, if you are asked to write the steps, then only you may write the steps, otherwise you can do it in a very short form. Whatever is followed in your school, you may follow that pattern. Okay, now you may write this. This answer is very important. Then in the textbook it is very long answer, but I have reduced it to 3 tables. Right. Okay, now the next example is N2 plus H2 giving NH3, nitrogen plus hydrogen giving ammonia. This is the question given. Step 1 is to write the equation itself, that is N2 plus H2 giving NH3. Step 2 is to write the number of atoms of the elements on left hand side and on right hand side. So here what are the elements? Nitrogen and hydrogen are the elements. How many atoms on left hand side? 2 atoms on left hand side. How many atoms on right hand side? 1 atom on right hand side. Hydrogen. How many atoms on left hand side? 2 atoms on left hand side. How many atoms on right hand side? 3 atoms on right hand side. So the equation is imbalanced. Now what I am going to do? I am going to write the equation here. N2 plus H2 gives NH3. This is a shortcut method. Okay, that means to write it is a shortcut method. The method is the same only. While writing you may leave spaces here so that you can put the numbers. I repeat, while writing the equation you may leave spaces here so that you can write the numbers. So N2, this is 2 and this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3. Now what I am going to do, first I will consider nitrogen. While considering nitrogen, there is 2 here, there is only 1 here. So I will put a 2 here so that nitrogen becomes 2. Okay, so nitrogen has become 2. But what has happened to hydrogen? First I will write it. So in case of elements, nitrogen and hydrogen, here 2 nitrogen, here also 2 nitrogen. What has become to hydrogen? 2 here and it is 6 here. 2 into 3, you have to multiply it, not to add it. If it is this and this, if it is here and here, then you have to add. Then if it is like this, then you have to multiply. Okay, so here it is 6. What can I do to make this 6? I can put a 3 here. If I put a 3 here, then this also will be 6. Okay, so in this case this also will become 6. So now you may see the equation has become balanced. So 2 on left hand side, 2 on right hand side, 6 on left hand side, 6 on right hand side. Therefore the balanced chemical equation is N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. This is the balanced chemical equation. At least minimum you should be able to write this much. You can do the calculations in one part itself. Okay, have you understood? Now you may write this also. Okay, so these are some of the examples we are going to solve now with a very short method by just putting the numbers. Okay, so if this is the question given, okay, you have to write the equation again using with a pencil. Okay, using with a pencil, you may write the equation, that is K plus O2 gives K2O. Okay, K2O. Now what you have to do, you have to see the number of elements on left hand side and on right hand side. For K, here it is 1, here it is 2. Okay, for O, here it is 2, here it is 1. So generally you may start with oxygen. This is just a trick which I am giving you. You may start with what? You may start with oxygen or hydrogen. It becomes easier. Okay, so I will start with oxygen here. So here it is 2, here it is 1. So I am going to put a 2 here. Okay, 2 here. If I put a 2 here, then the oxygen has got balanced. But what about potassium? Potassium has become 4. Here there is no any number, so I can put any number. So I will put a 4 here. So it becomes 4K plus O2 gives 2K2O. Therefore the balanced equation is 4K plus O2 gives 2K2O. Now how to write it? You have to do this using a pencil. After doing it with a pencil, you may rub it off. Okay, you may rub it off and write the correct equation. Okay, now the second equation is Al2O3 plus HCl gives AlCl3 plus H2O. Al, how many Al? 2. How many Al? 1. How many oxygen? 3. How many oxygen? 1. How many hydrogen? 1. How many hydrogen? 2. So the equation is not balanced. Now I am going to balance the equation. You have to start either with oxygen or with hydrogen. Here I shall start with oxygen. Okay, agreed? I shall start with oxygen. How many oxygen? 3. How many oxygen? 1. Okay, so what I will do, I will put a 3 here. Using a pencil you have to write. I will put a 3 here. Okay, now after putting that 3, you may see 3 oxygen, 3 oxygen. What has happened to hydrogen? Hydrogen has become 6. Here how many hydrogen? There is no any number here. Okay, so I will put a 6 here. Now you may see, if I put a 6 here, how many Cl? How many Cl? It is 6 Cl. So if I put a 2 here, it will be 6 Cl and 2 Al. Okay, 2 is already there. So how many atom of aluminium? Aluminium 2, aluminium 2, oxygen 3, oxygen 3, hydrogen 6, hydrogen 6, chlorine 6, chlorine. This 2 and this 3 you have to multiply. So it will be 6. So the balanced equation is Al2O3 plus 6 HCl gives 2 AlCl3 plus 3 H2O, and you have to rub this off. Okay, have you understood how to balance? Okay, Mg plus HCl gives MgCl2 plus H2. Mg, here 1, here 1. Okay, hydrogen here 1, here 2. Cl here 1, here 2. So what should I do here? I will start with hydrogen, either hydrogen or oxygen. Here there are 2 hydrogen, here there is only 1. So I will put a 2 here. If I put a 2 here, you may see there are 2 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen, 2 Cl, 2 Cl. Here it is already 2 Cl. Therefore the equation is Mg plus 2 HCl gives MgCl2 plus H2. This is the balanced equation. Okay, now the next one is Al plus HCl gives AlCl3 plus H2. You may see Al 1, 1, hydrogen 1, 2, chlorine 1, 3. I shall go for hydrogen. If here 2 are there, I will put a 2 here. Okay, if I put a 2 here, then 2 hydrogen, but it is 2 chlorine. Okay, 2 chlorine. Chlorine becomes 2, but there is 3 chlorine. If 2 and 3, you can take a common multiple of 2 and 3, that is 6. Common multiple of 2 and 3, that is 6. So if I put a 2 here, then chlorine becomes 6. I can put a 6 here, then chlorine becomes 6. Then hydrogen becomes 6. I will put a 3 here, hydrogen becomes 6. Now 2Al, I will put a 2 here. You cannot write any number here. Okay, so the equation becomes 2Al plus 6HCl gives 2AlCl3 plus 3H2. You may see 2Al, 2Al, 6H, 6H, 6Cl, 6Cl. So the equation is balanced. After that you have to rub this off. Okay. Now the next one, Fe plus HCl gives FeCl2 plus H2. I will go for hydrogen. Here there is 1, here there is 2. So I will put a 2 here. If I put a 2 here, what has happened? Chlorine is 2 here also it is 2. So no problem. Fe1, 2H, 2H, 2Cl, 2Cl. So the equation is balanced. Fe plus 2HCl gives FeCl2 plus H2. Okay, so this you have to rub it off. This is how you are going to balance chemical equations. I will give you for practice. You may practice this again and again. Okay, there are no any questions on board asked for balancing chemical equations. In schools they have asked. Okay, so you should be knowing how to balance chemical equations according to whatever pattern which is followed in the school. In some schools they do this much only. Okay, only that much you have to write. In some schools they ask you to write all the steps. Now according to the steps, either by the second method or the first method, you may write steps and you should be able to balance the chemical equations. Now what you have to do at home is you have to write these equations and try to balance it on your own. Okay, try to balance it on your own. If you try to balance it on your own, then only you will be able to learn it. Okay, now how to balance? Generally start with oxygen or hydrogen if there is oxygen or hydrogen in the equation. If there is no oxygen or hydrogen in the equation, start with any other element. But the point is you have to start somewhere. Okay, if you start, you will be able to get it. It is just like you play Sudoku. You have to remember that you have to put the numbers only on towards the left hand side of the compounds. Nowhere else you can write any number. Okay, now you may copy this. So this is the homework for today. You have to balance the given chemical equations. You may practice it in your notebooks and balance these equations. Okay, thank you.